Hey, how you doing this morning? I am Taquila Coleman, best-selling author, certified life coach, and founder of GodOrdainedMarriage.com. This morning, we are going to answer one of our God ordained spouses' question. Now, listen, if you have a question you would like for me to answer on the channel, head over to GodOrdainedMarriage.com. Click on a tab that says Contact Us and send me your question today. Okay. And let me just say this when you go over to the website and when you fill out the form, you don't have to write, I have a question. Just type your question in and send it to me so that I can answer it. Okay. So again, I'm going to answer one of our God ordained spouse questions. It's around how to stop your prodigal from pursuing you while they are involved in a counterfeit relationship. Let me just say this before we get started, that our dream interpretation class, it is happening in 2 hours, okay, at 12 noon. So you still have time to sign up. Go head over to godordainedmarriages.com/dream class and sign up. I had to send out a few links this morning, to some of our signups. Okay. Hey Pamela, thanks for joining us this morning. Hey, be bold in peace. Thank you for joining us this morning. So let me pull up the question and then we're gonna get started. Okay, here's the question. She said, Hey, beautiful, what do I do when my prodigal is pursuing me while in the counterfeit relationship? He doesn't post the counterfeit on social media. And when I asked him about the counterfeit and them getting married, he was very vague about the answer. She also avoids topics with him. The counterfeit is trying to talk to me more now that the prodigal is pursuing me, but again, I am careful in avoiding her. I know God confirmed it and that it is coming to pass soon. How do I not talk to my prodigal since he is still technically in a relationship with the counterfeit? I have to surrender fear and give it to God. So, so thank you for your question. So, I'm going to share just five things, okay? Let's talk about this because many of you are entertaining prodigals who are involved in counterfeit relationship, and we all know what to do. We just, like how you were saying at the end, you have to surrender your fear and give it to God. It's the fear of letting go. It's the fear of telling my prodigal no, right? When I know my prodigal is involved in this counterfeit relationship, it's the fear that we must begin to deal with and overcome. Okay, in order for us to see progress in this God ordained stance. Okay, hey Melissa, thanks for joining us this morning. So number one, um, understand that everything that God is allowing for you to see and experience, with your prodigal, the way how you see your prodigal with this counterfeit woman, you see how he's willing to cheat, he's keeping her a secret. These are prayer points, okay? Whatever God highlights to you and allow your eyes to see, whether you got out of the kitchen, I mean, whether you went in the kitchen and saw it, whatever the case may be, these are prayer points, okay? So you want to pray against all cheating, okay? Because you don't want this man cheating on you when you get married. So we want to rebuke this spirit, all this cheating. He's very disloyal. Prodigals don't have any loyalty to anyone. So we got to deal with that. He's operating with a spirit of secrecy, right? So we got to deal with that. We got to rebuke that spirit out of him. Also, because when you keep a woman a secret, that is also a form of rejection. So he is dealing with the spirit of rejection in him. We seeing this manifest in his counterfeit relationship. So again, this is a prayer point that you want to be praying, okay, over your spouse, okay, in your prayer closet. He's also trying to emotional cheat with you, okay? So all of these things, that God is allowing you to see, because also he also could be participating in fornication and lust, so go ahead and hit the whole group: sexual perversion, pornography, masturbation, fantasy in the mind. Just go ahead and hit the whole entire group. Begin to pray these things over him, okay? That's number one. Just understanding that everything God is allowing for me to see, that's going on in my prodigal. These are prayer points. I might have to I gotta go to God in prayer and ask God, heal the parts of my prodigal spouse that's causing him to cheat. He's showing signs of being emotionally unavailable. So you want to pray and ask God, make him to be a man who is emotionally available, to walk into this marriage, make him emotionally available to be a husband, to be a father, etc., etc. Okay. All right. So that's number one. All of this, what you are seeing, is prayer points. Okay. The second thing I want to say is block that counterfeit. Okay, because the counterfeit, she's trying to talk to you because she know what her and your prodigal have together. It's coming to an end. She already knows she doesn't have his attention the way how she used to have it in the past. She probably already know who you are, the chosen one, his God ordained spouse. So block her. Don't talk to her. Don't share anything. Don't share any information with this counterfeit. Okay, but just block her. Okay, that's all you got to do with the counterfeit. Stay away from her. And don't talk to this counterfeit. The third thing is, so you stated that he's a prodigal, right? We don't entertain prodigals, okay? We don't entertain prodigals. You got to understand, what it means to be a prodigal, right? So, and then when we talk about you got to get rid of your fear, see, this is why I keep telling you all, understand what it means to be a prodigal. Because I can let go of all my fear when I know I'm dealing with a prodigal. I don't want the prodigal. I want the believing spouse that's in right standing with God. I want the spouse that's in his right mind. I want the spouse that is able to identify me as his wife. I want the spouse that only want me to be his wife, right? I don't want a prodigal. I don't even want a prodigal pursuing me, right? And so when we're dealing with prodigals, when you know your spouse is a prodigal, that means divine separation. So going back to this question, your prodigal, he shouldn't be pursuing you, and you shouldn't be allowing him to pursue you right now, because again, he's a prodigal. He's showing you in this counterfeit relationship his prodigal ways. Okay. Hey Amber, thanks for joining us. He's showing you, what's going on in him. So prodigals have no loyalty. Okay. Prodigals, and let me say this before I forget, because you're not the only one that he's pursuing. He keeping her a secret, the counterfeit. He's pursuing you. Don't think you're the only one. It's some more women out here that he's keeping a secret. Okay. This is why we don't entertain prodigals. This is why God say divine separation. God say, I got to deal with this man's heart. I got to deal with what's going on in this man. I got to, this prodigal doesn't have any character. He doesn't respect loyalty. He doesn't respect relationships. He trying to cheat. And versus just ended this with this counterfeit and, like getting out of that relationship and then starting something with you. He preferred to cheat. So God say divine separation, hands off, get over there so I could deal with my son. And so you got to take yourself out of the picture all the way. Let me close this down right quick. You have to take yourself out of the picture, okay? And you got to understand what it means to be a prodigal, what it means to deal with a prodigal, because you're going to mess around and get your heart hurt, allowing this prodigal to pursue you. I know it feel good. I know it feel good. I know you like, wait, I'm trying to get in alignment with what God said, but yes, but God said, he's going to give you your God ordained spouse, not a prodigal. Okay. This man has to go through his process. He has to be pruned. He needs some correction. God has to grow him in character. He needs some inner healing going on in him. He needs to be delivered from certain strongholds. He needs to walk in integrity. Okay. So let this man go. And I'm gonna go into number 4. And let's just take the God ordained off right here, because I want every woman to hear me here. Let's take the God ordained married, the prodigal. Let's take all this terminology off. As women who know their worth and value, as queen, because you are a queen in God's kingdom, You don't entertain any man you know is in a relationship with someone else. You don't even give this man the hint to even think he could pursue you, knowing he's involved in another relationship. No. When you operate this way, when you allow this man to think he got a chance with you, knowing he's involved in this relationship over here, and he know you know this, I'm getting ahead of myself, but this is also number 5. You don't allow this man to see your value. He group you in, okay? The same way how he look at this counterfeit. The reason why he's keeping her a secret, because he knows she don't know her worth. He knows she don't know her value. He see her as desperate. He see her as, she thirsty. He see her wrong, okay? And that's exactly how he's going to see you if you entertain this man. So again, let's just remove the prodigal, remove all this God ordained, and just understand we don't entertain men who is involved in these relationships. You require a man to get out of his relationship if he want to pursue you. You don't give him your number. You don't give him your time. If you face to face, you say, hey, how you doing? But the minute he tell you he got a woman, you keep it moving. You let him know, sorry, I prefer not to, involve myself in that particular type of relationship. I'm a one woman man. I don't deal with men who are in situationship. Right? You got to know, you got to place standards on yourself. You got to place value on yourself, because if you allow this man to think that he could pursue you while he also keep her a secret, he gonna do the same thing what he's doing to her to you. He gonna love bomb you in the beginning. He gonna pour it on. Oh, he gonna tell you how she not doing this and that, and how he don't love her, and he always wanted you. He gonna pour it on in the beginning, and when he gets you, you gonna be the one being kept a secret. He gonna do the same thing that he's doing to her to you. The way how you start things is how it's going to end, right? So this is why it goes back to I need to memorize this scripture because I always talk about it. In the book of Matthew, it talks about a house that is built on sand. I'm paraphrasing. Whatever comes up against it is going to come down. Allowing your prodigal to pursue you when you know they are involved in a relationship, that's sand. You building your house on sand. You already starting off wrong. He don't see your value. He see you just like the counterfeit. And all them other women, you don't see that he's keeping a secret. You don't want to be in a man's Rolodex, his circle, his rotation. When he get tired of her, he with the counterfeit Monday through Wednesday, then he with old girl over here on Thursday, then he call you up on Friday, then he with another one on Saturday. You don't want to be in that circle. Get out of that circle. And you put some respect on your name. You tell this man, no, you pursue me. You come looking for me when you get up out of that relationship. Require that. Listen, Sherry, no. I'm gonna do some more videos on worth and knowing your value as a woman, because we need to hear this. Everything. Now I'm drifting away from the question. The reason why women are showing up this way, entertaining men who are in relationship, just like Sherry was saying, she was pursuing her husband for sex, the reason why, women are showing up this way, it goes all the way back to the root, the foundation, your relationship with your father. Fathers, they're the ones who's supposed to set that standard, okay? To set their daughter's worth scale, their value scale, right? And if your father didn't set it correctly, if he set it low, because some fathers can set it low, your father can be in your life, but he never told you you're beautiful. He never told you you're valuable. He never told you, how to value what's between your legs, right? He was just there, right? He set the scale low. And this is why you see or find yourself in these relationships with men, chasing behind them, not knowing your worth because of where your father set that scale at. So we're going to do some more of these videos because we got to raise these standards up, okay? We got to stop pursuing these men who involved in these relationships. But getting back to this question, don't entertain this prodigal. You just shut it down. Don't try to figure out the right words to say to him. Like, listen, no. Okay, you want to pursue me? If you interested in me, I need you to get out of that relationship with this counterfeit and then come to me correctly. Just period. Just remove yourself all the way up out of that situation. You don't even have to be afraid of losing him, because what you will be losing is a prodigal. We don't want the prodigal. You want the spouse that's in right standing with God. You want the spouse who want you and only you. You want the spouse who is in his right mind, who is healed, who believes in, being loyal and faithful in a relationship. So go ahead and lose that prodigal. Okay? Go ahead and lose him. Let all them women have him. Okay? You're not missing out on nothing here. But required for this man, if he want to pursue you, he need to get out of that counterfeit relationship. And then after he get out of that relationship, he need to take time to heal, because you're not a rebound. Don't be coming to me soon as you end things with that counterfeit. No, I think you're gonna take your feelings and hurt and stuff out on me. Heal before you come over here. He needs time to sit with himself and make sense of what went right, what went wrong in this relationship. Why did he choose her? Why did he stay as long as he did? In this case, he it sounded like he proposed to her. Why did I propose to her? He got to work that stuff out, but he needs to work that out while he's single and not pursuing you. After he has taken some time out to heal, then he could come and pursue you, okay? Because now okay, he has taken some time to heal, sort things out in his mind. I'm not feeling like a rebound, and he really want to pursue me. This is how it should go. Okay? But you got to require it. If you don't require for him to pursue you, and you allow him to keep you in rotation, you allow him to pursue you while he's still in this counterfeit relationship, he's going to take advantage of you. And let me go back, because you said you asked him about the counterfeit and him getting married, and he was very vague. That was your answer. That was your answer right there. He probably, I'm not going to say what I'm about to say, but that was your answer right there. Okay. And that would be my answer, to leave and to end things with him. I mean, you keep what God said at the forefront, that is your spouse, but that don't mean you sit up here and allow this man, to just treat you any type of way. It doesn't mean, I got to entertain him knowing he's involved. He proposed. He's engaged to a whole nother counterfeit. Nah. You get in your prayer closet and you break all that up. You get in your prayer closet, you begin to, decree that this man is walking in his authority. He is a man of integrity. He is a man of honor. He is a man of standard. He is a man of character. You begin to say these over him. Okay? Hold him accountable. We're going to talk about accountability next month. You got to hold this man accountable to, and here's what that means, because a lot of y'all be giving me pushback on accountability. Here's what it means. Like in this particular situation, here's how you hold your spouse accountable when he is involved in a whole nother relationship. Number one, you require for him. You got to let this man know that you are not, it's unacceptable, for you to entertain him while he's in this counterfeit relationship. He got to know this out of your mouth. So you have to communicate this to him. Like, no, I don't entertain men who's in full-blown relationship with other women, who's already engaged with other women. I don't do that. You have to let him know this, right? And if he say, okay, all right, I respect that. And let's say he still express interest. Okay, well, I require, okay, for you to get out of that relationship. I would not be second. I would not be an option. You just got to let him know your standards. And then once he know your standards, you hold him accountable. Meaning, I'm not talking to you on the phone. I'm not going to allow you to pursue me. When your counterfeit woman get on your nerves, don't call me trying to vent, trying to get some emotional support, because I'm not answering. I'm holding you accountable. If you say you want to pursue me, end things over there. And end things with all these other women that I don't see, that's in the background too, that you're keeping a secret. And then you come to me correct. That's what I mean when I say hold them accountable. That's how in this particular situation you can hold him accountable. When you hold a man accountable, it helps him to see your value, and it also helps him to become a better man, because as you are holding him accountable, and then it separates you from the rest, right? It separates you from the counterfeit. That counterfeit know exactly. She know he cheating. She already know it. That's why she calling you, trying to talk to you. But she's willing to tolerate it because she want to get married. She focused on the ring. She's like, I don't care. He can cheat. I don't care. You know, she's like, long as I get married, long as I can tell people I'm married, right? So the counterfeit willing to go through stuff. They willing to tolerate things. You be the difference. You be the separator, okay? You be the standard. And you got to show this in your behavior, not so much talking, but you got to show your spouse in your behavior, this is unacceptable. And I'm not entertaining you. You could think you're pursuing me all you want, but I'm not going to allow you to catch me until you end things with that. And get in. And then it's so much I could say, y'all. Because even after he end things, he still needs to be a man of integrity. He still needs to have, character. He still needs to, know how to treat you and talk to you, right? It's just so many stuff in this that, you got to hold him accountable to. I just put up a post on the community tab where I was saying don't settle, because a lot of you are selling it for prodigals. Why settle for a prodigal when you can have the best? Allow God to take your prodigal through their process. Allow God to heal them, correct them. Some of these prodigals, they're going to go through God's wrath. They're going to go through God's judgment. They're going to lose things. So what? If that's what it takes for them to grow up and mature and become a better man for you, you have to allow God to take them through this, okay? You can't get impatient. You can't, get ahead of God and I'm ready for it now. No. Okay. But I put up that post today where it was talking about don't settle. Wait for your kingdom man. Wait for your kingdom husband, because you deserve it. You deserve the best. You deserve a husband who is loyal. You deserve a faithful husband. That's what the Bible talks about. Who can find a faithful man? Wait for him, because that one is rare. The Bible commands husbands to live in your wives in an understanding way, to be gentle and loving toward their wives. Wait for him. Don't settle for the prodigal that's keeping women secret. He gonna do you the same way. He gonna mistreat you. He gonna hurt your heart. Okay? And then you're gonna be blaming God. Well, why did God make me go through this? No, you did it. Okay? But let me just say that this is the last point, and I already said it, but I'm gonna say it again. When you entertain a man and you know he's involved in another relationship, I don't care what's coming out of that man's mouth. He see you as desperate. He see you as you don't know your worth. You have low self-esteem. She don't love herself. I'm about to run game on her, and I'm about to take advantage of her. I'm about to get her for everything she got. This is what goes on in his mind, okay? Not all men, but majority of these prodigals, this is what's going on in their mind, and they would never commit. If they commit, they're going to keep you a secret, the way how he's doing this counterfeit. So you don't entertain that. You have to know your worth and value. And it's not enough to even know it. I got to see myself as worthy, right? I got to see and know that I'm a woman that's worthy of respect, right? I'm worthy of waiting for, I got to know this. And next month we getting in, okay? Next month we going through all of this self-love, worth, value, accountability, okay? Because it's time for us to grow to this next level. But don't entertain any man that's involved in another relationship, because you don't help him see your value. He see you in a negative light as desperate and needy, and you don't want that. Okay? So just however way you do it, let your prodigal know, Okay, we're gonna stop this communication. Then you could just stop answering his call. You could just block him, block the counterfeit, and just go on about your business. Stay in your prayer closet, praying against all this stuff God is showing you, you know. And if you just so happen run into him like out on the street or whatever, and he said, "Well, what happened? I've been calling you," and you just let him know, like, "Look, I wasn't looking for what you were looking for. Okay, I require commitment over here. I'm a whole wife. Okay, we're not about to do no boyfriend girlfriend crap. I'm a wife. Okay, like you got to come to him with this energy so that he understand and know she's different. I have to approach her differently than I do the rest. Okay, you want everyone. You all want your prodigal to separate you from the rest. Okay, they might say stuff in the beginning like you different, or they might even think we crazy. That's good. Mm-hmm. I'm crazy with standards. I'm crazy with boundaries, right? Be the different, okay? Be the different one. That's what you want because it helps your prodigal to know and to see your value. When they're able to separate, they say, wait a minute, okay, so these over here chasing me, but she's not. They're over here chasing behind the ring, but she don't care. She over here building. She's in purpose, right? And the very thing we fear, because we fear that they're going to go towards the counterfeit, it actually turns him towards you because you're the different one. He's intrigued. He's like, she's not chasing me. I'm like, I never had this before. Now he's coming after you. Okay. Yeah. So in that, just stop allowing him to pursue you. Don't ever give a man the impression that he can pursue you while he's involved in a whole nother relationship. That's a bad move. Okay. So with that, we're going to open up for a short Q&A. I got my class at 12 o'clock. I'm going to save some of this energy for our class at 12. But listen, make sure you all like this video. If this is your first time catching me live, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, okay? And let me see. Y'all been posting some comments in here. All right, all right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Patricia said she had to pull back from her pursuing her. MCA, your God ordained wife isn't supposed to pursue you. As women, we position ourselves when we are in position, meaning like you in your purpose or whatever, or let's just say, you know, um, you at a conference, a business event, you right there in position. We're supposed to attract the king to us. If he don't come, that's his law. But we attract and approve. Okay, we don't pursue. She could show interest by giving you her number or saying hi or just looking your way. That's really it. Smiling at you. That's right. Adjust your crown. Mm-hmm. uh-uh. You got to look for more than a ring. When a man is serious, look for more than a ring. Don't just focus in on that ring. When a man is serious, you will feel it in his pursuit. When a man is serious, he is consistent with you. When a man is serious, he want to be seen with you. When a man is serious, he shut down, everything. You don't have any concerns, any worries, none of that. Don't just focus in on that ring. You will know when a man is serious about you Because a man, it's not to see guys know what we want to hear. They know what we like. They know this. They've been studying us all of their lives. Okay. They know exactly the words to say. They know to get the flowers, to be a gentleman. They know this. They know to be funny. Right? They know this. So you can't be moved by those things. Okay. You want to look at the other stuff. Can you be consistent? Can you keep your word? Let's go out in public. Put me on your social media. You want to look at the stuff he don't want to do, right? That would communicate to the world that he's taking, right? Look at that stuff. Yeah. And then when you pull back and he come back, you got to stop that too. Okay. See, it goes back to knowing what you're dealing with. Because if he's a prodigal, I pull back and he come to me and I'm keeping you on block. I'm not letting you off a block. You a prodigal. See, it goes back to understanding what I'm dealing with. Because that's what they'll do. They sense us pulling back, they'll come back close. They'll pursue stronger or harder, try to reel you back in. No, you don't get reeled in. Even if you like what he's doing, you don't show him you like it. You don't respond to it. Like it goes back to the femininity. You got to know how to lean back and allow him to like get it together, because we're dealing with prodigals here. You got to allow him to get it together and then come all the way to you. Excuse me. Okay. What's the difference between knowing who your God ordained spouse and a soul tie? I'm hoping I'm not getting the two confused. You can have a soul tie with your prodigal, with your God ordained spouse, right? So here's the thing. If you think this person is your God ordained spouse, and let's say you have an ex over here that's in your ear who you have a soul tie with, just break the soul tie. Just go ahead, see, I'm gonna be very honest with you all, okay? Because I'm very honest and direct. We know who is our spouse and who's not, okay? We're the ones that are afraid, if I cut this one off, if I let him go, then and I get this one who's tripping, who's acting crazy. If I get him my time, and focus in on him, and it don't go right, then that's what we fear. So we hold on to all of them, right? When really you know who your God ordained spouse is, and you know who the wrong one is. Okay, I shared the story the other day. That counterfeit that came my way. He didn't look like my spouse, but he falls like he's handsome, just like my spouse. He everything represented my spouse in him. But I said, no, devil. I shut that down. I went straight into prayer. I said, God, if that is a distraction sent to distract me and trying to confuse me, don't let it come through. Shut it down. And it shut down that day. I didn't allow it. I could have entertained it. I could have been like, oh, like, okay, let's see where this go. Shut it down. Give the enemy no room. Okay. So if you're dealing with a soul tie, go ahead and break that soul tie. Go ahead and break it. Go ahead and block them. If it's an ex you're dealing with and it didn't work out, listen, it didn't work out. Okay. Maybe it's not supposed to work out. Okay. But I'm going to go over here where God is leading me to and see what this is about. You just got to be like that. Melissa said, I feel you, Melissa. She said, I don't want no prodigal because I would get a case messy with that, trying to take me back to my old mindset when I was immature. I'm telling you, this is why I don't play with men, okay? This is why I have a certain tone with men. I'm very just stern and straight to the point with guys, because I'm like, what you're not about to do is pull out the old tequila, okay? I feel like Melissa, I'll be locked up under the jail messing around with these prodigals, okay? So you can't play with them. You got to let a man know right off the bat, I'm not to be played with. I am to be taken serious, okay? If if you're not ready to commit, go on. Get out of my space, okay? Over here requires commitment, Okay. That's why I don't do that boyfriend, girlfriend. Oh, this is my boyfriend. I'm a wife. I ain't about to do all this girlfriend. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah. If you engage though, you will buy a ring. Yeah. It yeah, I'll keep it there. Yeah. Yeah. And some guy would just propose to you knowing they have no desire to follow through. But they know, see, that could be that woman requirement. I had this. I'm speaking from experience. So the man knew that I was looking to get married, but he also knew that I didn't know at that time that he had no desire of marrying me. He actually had another woman in the background that I knew nothing about that I believe, was already engaged to. But he went on ahead and bought the ring, okay, proposed to me and everything, knowing he wasn't going to follow through. So a man will meet your standards. So if a woman have a standard, well, I want to have a ring, I want to be proposed to, he'll do it, even though he know I have no intentions on marrying you. So and that experience taught me, don't tell, with certain things, you just don't tell a man right up front, because they'll just do it. They would try to become the man you're looking for, just so that they can get what they want and then leave. So you got to know, how to deal with these guys. But then you got to know how to spot game early on. See, I was saying how in a previous live, I shared how, because I learned a lesson from every situation I'm in. And I remember, with my children's father, when those relationships came to an end, I said, you know what? Because I put myself in timeout. I said, you going in timeout, Taquila. This is this foolishness. I said, and I took 2 years off of my time to learn about man. And all I really had to do was just look at my previous relationship, and I noticed something. I noticed that they kind of all showed up the same way. They kind of used the same language, right? And so I began to identify for myself Mr. Wrong and Mr. Right. You know, I knew the language of Mr. Wrong. I knew how he pursued me, right? It was really no pursuit at all. Always wanted to Netflix and chill, never want to go out, all that foolishness, right? So I just helped myself to begin to identify, this is how Mr. Wrong show up. This is how he sound. He say things like, I don't want a relationship. Marriage isn't for me, right? He says, all this foolishness. And so that taught me, when I hear this, as soon as I meet a man, it could be a weekend, when I hear certain things and it's coming out his mouth, or he'll say stuff like, romantic relationships are not my focus. So when I hear that, that's telling me you're Mr. Wrong. Let's shut this down right now. We don't even got to continue talking. We don't even have to go on a date, because you just communicated who you are, you know? Yes, and then a lot of them will have a representative on. Yeah, Amber, just go ahead and shut that all the way down. If she's pregnant, and he with her, shut it down. Like, and don't feel like just because she's pregnant, then it's over. God can't do it. No, you gotta allow your prodigal to sit in that relationship with that counterfeit, even when she's pregnant and after she had a baby. Allow him to sit there, because he gotta think. Excuse me. He has to, like, work out these emotions in his mind. Okay, it's something I want to share, but I don't think I want to share it on here. But you got to allow him to sit in that relationship so that he can begin to discern this not what I wanted. This not who I wanted to build my family with. Still require for him, hold him accountable to taking care of his children, but get out of that. Don't allow him to pursue you. Let him have the one he's choosing. What's the difference between idolizing and admiring your God ordained spouse? It's just simply that I just, admiration. I just have, respect for my spouse. Idolizing is whenever God tell me, stop interacting with my spouse, but yet my spouse keep calling me and I keep answering, right? Because I value, see, you drifting over into idolatry whenever it causes you to be disobedient towards God, right? So if God is telling me to operate this way, but yet my spouse is saying this or behaving this way with me, and it's pulling me towards my spouse because I value, excuse me, I value my spouse's opinion more than I value God, then now I'm in idolatry. Or idolatry can be, um, you can worship your spouse to the point to where they are in sin, they disobedient to the Lord, you know what they into is wrong, but you don't care. You like, so what? I worship this one. You bowing down to them and stuff. You doing the things they doing, you know. But you can always have you ain't nothing wrong with admiring your spouse. I need wisdom to help navigate this situation. Book a session. Go over to godordainedmarriages.com and book a one-on-one session. Because this is what I specialize in, just reminding women of their value, raising your standards and stuff. So if I keep giving him silent treatment when he's trying to get me to chase, hold up. So if I keep giving him silent treatment when he's trying to get me to chase him, this will make him come back because it's accountability. No, well, see, let's talk about what you just wrote. So if I keep giving him silent treatment when he's trying to get me to chase him, let's stop right there. So that right there, any man that's trying to get you to chase him, that's communicating to you about what's going on in this man. This is a broken man. He trying to get you to chase him when he is the hunter, right? So, and I'm saying this because I want everyone to look at, go beyond the outside appearance that you see on your spouse. Look at the insecurities. Look at the brokenness. Look at, begin to identify, I see the outside person. I see you in ministry and you got these titles and you got a level of influence, but you don't know who you are as a man. You very insecure. You're dealing with some low self-worth here, right? Because when you understand what you're dealing with, right? For me, I can just speak for myself. When I understand what I'm dealing with, I don't fear losing you, because I know what I'm dealing with, right? And I also know how to help the man, I know how to help the man, get to where I'm trying to get him to. I call it strategic prayer. Like I know what to target in prayer. So if he's trying to get you to chase him, Queen don't chase. And then you said this will make him come back. No, what's going to make him come back is God correcting him in the areas he needs correction in. What's going to influence him to come back is he got to see your worth and value. He got to begin to identify for himself that you are his wife and he don't want any other woman, okay? Because sometimes these prodigals, they will say to themselves, okay, I do hear God saying that this is my wife, but I also want her, and her. So as long as that man is thinking like that, God got to come in and correct him, okay? Another thing that will allow him or influence him to come back is accountability, right? He got to know. Here's the thing. Because some women, they hear what I say, and we would try this because I hear women report back. They would try to hold a man accountable. They would try to have standards. They would try to act like they love themselves until that man tests you back, and then you break, right? The man got to know she really does love herself. He got to know this. If he think you playing, if he think, oh, she just trying to hold me accountable, or she giving me the silent treatment for a month, okay, I wait to 2 months to call her back. If he know he can just do this, he's not gonna take you serious. So it's a lot of things that influences a man to come back. Yo, I feel wet. My shirt, it feels wet right here. I don't know why, but it's a lot of things that influences a man to come back, and it's really accountability. You showing him you have self-love for yourself, you have high standards, you're not going to tolerate his BS, you have boundaries, you in your purpose, you living your life. That's why I keep saying live your life. The man should look, when he's spying on you on social media, he should look and be like, she don't even care, she not even checking for me. No, I'm not. I'm over here living my life. You better catch up. You got to come with that energy, because that communicates to him that's a woman who loves herself. That's a high value woman, and it's separate, and it's going to cause him to separate you from the rest. We're going to talk about accountability though next month. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Anonymous. I don't know. Be bold and peace said, with the counterfeit, no, your God ordained spouse belongs to you long before you two ever meet. I will say this: if the counterfeit is a witch, because they can look into, your spouse's prophecy, and I don't know how it, like the Pacifics, but I know they can look into the prophecy and see that God didn't choose them for your spouse, so they can see that, and but when the chosen one come on the scene, that witch is the spirit in her or him that's identifying your spirit, because they know immediately who you are. And I'm speaking from experience. They knew who I was soon as I stepped on the scene. It was me who was over here not knowing what was going on. Okay, so just know that. The way how you know if God really wants you to stay out of the kitchen is in your personal relationship with the Lord, because God tells you that. Like, I can't get any clearer than that. And let me say this, because a lot of people, they follow prophets, and because a prophet say something out their mouth, they say, "Oh, God said." Look, I'm a prophet. I'm not God. You got to keep the main thing, right? So you got to actually have your own personal relationship with the Lord, so that He's telling you. When I let me say it this way: when I refused to get out of the kitchen, and I kept praying certain prayer points to the Lord concerning my spouse, God checked me. He took a tone with me I never heard before. Okay. So that means I actually heard God, right? And he told me, you see your value before you try to get somebody else to see your value. That's what he said to me. So we got to get our relationship with the Lord on that level where I can hear God. I hear him speaking, and I know his voice, not just assuming because you hear this prophet say this and that, then that's God. No, that's a prophet. Yes, we can speak, what's on God's heart, but, some of these prophets out here got that lying spirit in them. So you got to know God for yourself. God's wrath, you come, a prodigal comes up under God's wrath, disobedient, they suppressing the truth. But God's wrath is basically God removed his hand from you. He give you over to the desires of your heart. Okay. He give you over to those desires. So it could be shameful desires, you had that reprobate mind, a mind of no understanding. God's judgment think of the judgment as you reap what you sow. So whatever I've been sowing out here, if I've been sowing hate, jealousy, I'm in all type of sin, I got to answer. That's accountability. I got to answer to this. You know, I don't know if you all saw the movie The Shack. Have you all seen the movie The Shack? When it was someone killed the father's daughter. I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure if they raped the little girl, because she was a little girl, probably about 6 or 7 years old, but they end up murdering the little girl. And it hit the father hard, you know, to where he stopped believing in the Lord, this and that, you know. He had all this stuff going on, and he didn't have any mercy on the killer, you know, until he had his encounter with the Lord. And one of those encounters, you know, it was his judgment season, you know, where God judged him concerning his heart. So judgment season is really, I got to give an account for my behavior. But also judgment season is when you losing everything. Okay. That's how you know you in the judgment season. But judgment, you can think of it as it's accountability. I'm giving account for my behavior to the Lord. Blocking them can be a start to show your spouse you value yourself. Yes. And when you block your spouse, do not take them off of the block list until God tells you to. And you would know when God tells you to. Let me say it a different way, because some of y'all be thinking God said unblock them, and then you unblock them when God never said it. If you're gonna block your spouse, take your spouse off of the block list. For those of you who dream, when God give you a dream telling you your spouse is about to call you, and when they actually call you and they actually, you know, admit you are their wife, you know, they're ready to pursue you, that's when you take them off the block list. But don't block your spouse and then you got them on block for 2-3 months and then you unblock. They ain't gonna take you serious. Because they reading you. A man is reading you. He's always reading you. So if he's determined, okay, she only had me blocked for 2-3 months, okay, I'm gonna play that game with her. Keep him on the block list until, you know, he gotten himself in order. Yeah, she probably did report your account, Be Bold and Peace. Yeah, Kathy. See, God is the one who's going to make your relationship safe. All we got to do is just pray for them. That's it. Just pray. Hold them accountable. That's it. Yeah, be mindful of these leaders telling you to date. That's not what God is saying. It don't even line up, right? You got to see, it don't line up because the Bible say, and we talked about this inside the our Facebook community this morning. I think it was Sherry who posted her takeaways from the Love and Respect book. But you got to remember, see, God told you to stand for your spouse, right? And in this standing process, God is making the two of you to become one. So in the spirit realm, the two of you are now married. The Bible commands, you know, us to walk in unconditional love and respect. So if a minister is telling me to go ahead and date, you telling me to cheat on my spouse? That's what you're telling me to do? Right? So we got to be mindful of what these ministers and pastors and prophets are saying to us. You know, do it line up with the word of God? Is it lining up with what God told me? Because God's told me to be loyal to my spouse. Right? And I know some of y'all are like, how can I be loyal to him and he acting a fool? You know, I get it. That's true. That's true. Oh, okay. I like your name. She said, I just want to add that when you say no to your prodigal while they are in a relationship with the counterfeit, later on down the road, it will make you look more respectable to your prodigal. It will, you know, because your prodigal, because this is why. Think about it. Oh Lord. Okay, I gotta hurry up and get off of here. People still signing up for class. Okay, I gotta send out the replay. I mean the link. But here's the thing, because people, we don't see that in the world. The Bible say, who can find? Who can find? Proverbs, who can find? This type of woman is rare who holds men accountable. This not what we see in the world. Who can find the woman who's holding these men accountable? Who can find the woman with self-respect? Who can find the one who is requiring for you to get out of that counterfeit relationship and then come pursue me? Who can find it? Because in this world, we see 5 women to 1 man. We see, women, they okay with being options, nah. So when you separate yourself, you become the rare one. You become like, wait a minute, this is the one I've been looking for all my life. And then when a man finds you, when your husband finds you, he's like, I've been looking for you all of my life. This is what I wanted. This is what I've been wanting. Then his respect for you goes up. He's like a awe. He's just intrigued. He want to cherish you now. Now this man will protect you and provide for you because you required it. And the same thing applies with the husband. Who can find a faithful man? Who can find a man that is loyal? Who can find a man who respect his vows and honor his vow? Who can find a man that's willing to tell a woman, no, I'm not interested. I'm gonna pursue my wife over here. That's is attractive. Okay, Nisha, she said she saw the movie The Shack. Yeah, and remember the part where he had to give he was up under the judgment. Y'all hear rain over here? You probably hear my fan. I got my ceiling fan on. That's probably what you hear. Nope. God ordained marriages is for God's specific purpose. It's not just for marriage. You have when I say purpose, think of a problem to solve in this world. So God wants whatever purpose in you, your skills and your gifts that's in you, and then whatever's in your wife, y'all bring them together and you birth God's purpose in this world. Did I mess up by letting my God ordained spouse know I saw him with the counterfeit on Thanksgiving? He, of course, lied and said a family member invited her. You didn't mess up, but learn from it. Another thing we got to understand, okay? Because you basically just let your spouse know you was checking for him. It ain't nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing. You don't have to even let him know, I know you was with this counterfeit. You don't even have to, keep checking him, or calling him out. Because he's showing you, prayer points. He's showing you, like, I'm not ready. That's what he's showing you in his action. So I don't have to keep calling it out. I don't have to keep checking you. I don't even have to, confront the counterfeit, because all of this is communicating something to your spouse that you don't want it to be communicated. Okay. By you letting him know you saw him with the counterfeit, he already know I still got her. It ain't nothing wrong with him knowing that, but a prodigal, he gonna play with that. He's like, I still got her. She checking for me. I can still play around with. I still got her. Hooked. That's how they think. So you see them with the counterfeit. Okay, that's for you to know. That's for you to know. He don't need to know you saw that. You just be over there in your prayer closet. And then he lying. He's talking about his family members invited her over. See what I mean? Like, I just don't have time for it. Okay. I don't got time for it. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're welcome. Be bold and peace. Hey, Radiant Sun. Say it again for the people in the back. We have to focus on God and do what He has called you to do. And before you know it, your kingdom spouse is at your door. That's it. Okay, this last one, because I got to send out these links and prepare right quick. If God shows you, let me see. If God shows someone that I'm his wife, if it's true, it would come to pass, right? God won't change his mind if he really revealed it to him, right? Here's the thing. Don't focus on that. Mm-mm. The same way how God showed this person that you're his wife, God should be showing you, he should be confirming it to you, if you are this person wife or not. Okay. Until God reveal that to you, don't commit yourself to anyone. Don't even try to worry about this God ordained stance. Because a lot of men out here would lie and tell a woman, oh, God said you are my wife, just to get you in the bed. So don't focus on that. Go and ask God, you know, is this my God ordained husband, father? If so, can you give me double confirmation of it? And wait for that. And then, if God confirm it, then you have your answer, but in the meantime, once God tells you that this is your spouse, he don't change his mind. He don't. He don't change his mind. He changes his mind concerning judgments. He changes his mind concerning, like the judgment and stuff in the Bible, but he don't change his mind concerning the spouse. And think about, read the stories in the Bible. Even when Abraham tried to get Sarah to, say that they were brothers and sisters, God encountered that man in his sleep. He was like, you a dead man if you touch him. You dead. When David slept with what's that girl? What's that lady? The other man's wife, and he thought he was getting away with it. God sent Nathan to him to rebuke him and correct him, like that was another man's wife. So God, he don't change his mind. Isaac and Rebecca, he didn't change his mind. Esther, he didn't change. He put that favor on Esther. He don't change his mind. Ruth and Boaz. Okay. Yeah. So all right, I got to get going. This is the last call. Okay, I'm not playing. After this, if y'all sign up for the dream class after this, you're gonna have to catch the replay. But head over to godordainedmarriages.com /dream class and sign up. We are starting at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so I'm about to send out the last link, okay, to the Zoom link. So if you're joining us, sign up now. If not, you're gonna have to catch the replay. Okay, so that is it. You all have enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, nighttime, whatever time it is for you. And I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.